It's time for Around the Ozarks in 5, brought to you by the Springfield Greene County Park Board, Roto-Rooter Plumbing and Drain Service, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hey, good morning. It is Tuesday. It's election day, and it was a stormy night last night, so I hope you weren't impacted by that too much. But it was rocky at times around the Ozarks. So we will begin, and we'll have more on the election coming up, but we'll begin with news.
Yes, a house explosion killed a resident in Douglas County. A woman inside that house was killed, and a man was able to escape the debris with only minor injuries. Wow. A fire followed the explosion and needed 4 fire departments to respond to get it out. Apparently, the homeowner smelled propane gas for several days, but could not find where it was coming from or if it was leaking. Then something ignited the propane and caused that explosion. Unbelievable. A guilty plea from a man accused of breaking into several houses in Springfield and assaulting at least one woman inside. The break-ins happened in 2023 in the Roundtree neighborhood. The 42-year-old man was already on parole from 4 other criminal convictions for breaking into other homes. He will be sentenced for his latest string of crimes in July.
Wow. Okay. Today, as we said, is Election Day in the Ozarks. Voters casting their ballots on a number of issues, municipal elections. In Springfield, I got some big stuff. Voters are choosing 3 members of the school board for the Springfield Public School District. 7 candidates are vying for those 3 positions. Also on the ballot in Springfield, whether to change the mayor's term from 2 to 4 years. So those are some of the things up for a vote. Depends on where you are, what you'll be voting on. But we know in Springfield, polls are open from 6 a.m. to 7 p.m. And then the one and only police officer to be killed in the line of duty in Aurora was back in 1907. Deputy John Chambers was 30 years old when he was shot and killed in the street. Now, the Aurora Marionville Police Department is honoring the sacrifice of that fallen officer. The department wants to erect a memorial outside the police station to honor Deputy Chambers. And they're also asking for more information from his family. They don't have a picture of him, so they'd like more information about him so that they can properly honor him.
Well, summer is coming, but it's been more than a year since the public swimming pool in Nixa has been open to swimmers. You'll remember this. The pool had a big leak that prevented it from getting to open last summer, to the disappointment of many people, myself included. Work is now underway to fix the problem. They're hoping to be able to open the pool in early June. Also, a new splash pad is being installed while they're at it, because why not? Work is underway. Might as well add it while they have all the construction people there.
You might as well. It's always been a nice pool. We've been over there a couple of times when the kids were younger, and they enjoyed it.
It is a nice one, for sure.
Conzo Martin was reintroduced as head coach of the Missouri State Bears basketball team yesterday. He addressed the crowd, thanked the university for hiring him for the head coaching job 16 years ago. He coached Missouri State from 2008 through 2011, and then, he had a meteoric rise. He took off. He coached at Tennessee, at California, and at the University of Missouri. He's been out of coaching for the last 2 years, but now he's back at Missouri State, so we wish him well. In other coaching news, former Missouri State head women's basketball coach Kelly Harper was fired from that same position at the University of Tennessee. She had coached there for 5 seasons, and had a record that, it wasn't bad. It was 108 wins and 52 losses. That's not bad, but that ain't good enough at Tennessee. Yeah, that's not good enough at Tennessee. They're used to winning national championships, and if they don't do that on your watch, you're not going to be there long. Trouble. You're in trouble. Prior to coaching at the University of Tennessee, Harper, of course, was the Bears head coach from 2013 to 2019.
All right. Now to this. Dallas News is reporting that Kansas City Chiefs player Rashee Rice is involved in a car crash on Saturday that involved 5 other cars, so 6 cars total, one of which was potentially racing him for lack of a better term. They kind of think there were two different cars involved, but it didn't actually call it a race, so to speak. But here's what happened. Rice was in a Corvette that he had rented, that was out for rent by him at 6:20 Saturday evening when that car crashed, and people inside 4 other cars were injured, 2 of which had to go to the hospital. So Rice's involvement is unclear, but again, he was the one apparently who had rented that car. Police have said that all occupants in the Corvette, which was what his was, and the Lamborghini that was possibly connected, like in a race of sorts, fled the scene without checking on anyone or exchanging any information. Rashi has had an attorney who says that he is sorry and that he is cooperating fully with authorities.
Okay.
And they didn't call it a race, so I hesitate to call it that, but it's kind of for lack of a better term. But it sounds like the Corvette and Lamborghini were at least like, I don't know, facing off, if you will, on the roadway. You've seen this. You've seen cars do this. So, okay. If you are looking to fill out the FAFSA at Missouri State University, did I say it right? I practiced it before we went on live. FAFSA.
It's a bunch of letters.
Yes, it has been. It's the Federal Aid for Financial something assistance. Anyway, the deadline has been pushed back to May 1st. The federal government says the form has had several delays and technical errors that have made it very difficult for students to get it completed. So they're pushing it back, recognizing that it was like out of their control. The FAFSA, of course, determines a student's eligibility to get financial aid. So I'm familiar with the FAFSA. I remember this.
Right.
All right. The countdown is on until the eclipse. As you know, it was a week from yesterday. So it is this upcoming Monday, April 8th.
Yeah.
Less than a week now. And there are some Missouri towns in totality. West Plains is planning something big. Hardy, Arkansas. Also Cape Girardeau, Poplar Bluff, Doniphan, some of the other Missouri towns expecting big crowds and planning activities to boot. So should be a good time. And I don't know, if you have plans, then that's good, because I have a feeling getting a hotel in any of those towns is going to be very difficult.
It's crazy how much money this is making for towns that don't make a lot of money. They certainly don't make tourist money. But they are, I was watching, I have the news on in my office all day long, different channels. I flip it around, and all of them were talking about how people are making money and making plans to be there. So people who aren't in the line of totality are traveling to. We have some people at work I was talking with yesterday. They're going to drive over. They've already paid, or maybe not paid, but they have reservations in a church parking lot so that they have a place to sit, and they have restrooms at the ready that they can use.
Yeah.
But other places are selling just spaces of ground. They block off a 6x6 square, and you can be in that square, and they're making money on it. So it's crazy just how much money is being made. So many people traveling to see it.
I just envision all of these people sitting in their car along Highway 60 to the east, Well, I don't think Highway Patrol is not going to let them stay there. I don't think, but it's just funny because I just feel like I can see it. I can see the cars pulling off to the side.
I think even if the cars aren't sitting there stopped purposefully, they will be once all this happens, because there's going to be so much insane traffic of out-of-towners who are in town that the roads will probably be at a standstill anyway. Yes. Especially for those 3 minutes.
Yeah. The last one was 7 years ago, and I was in Rolla for that one. So apparently Rolla must have been in totality. I remember it, but I don't vividly remember it. I just remember that we had to get a special lens for the television camera to be able to shoot video of it. That is what I remember.
I remember it. I was with the kids, and I got the special glasses, and we looked at it, and it was cool.
Yeah. All right. We want to end with this. We want to say congratulations to Dan from Battlefield, Missouri. He won the family 4-pack of tickets to the Springfield Cardinals game and the fireworks show on April 12th. So Thank you, Dan, for watching. Thank you for playing. Congratulations to you. Our team at Around the Ozarks will reach out to you and let you know that you are the winner chicken dinner. Also, there is a new contest that starts today that you're going to want to check out. It is the St. Louis Cardinals tickets contest, and it is running from right now through April 14th. Today is day one, so we want to let you know about that. You can go to aroundtheozarks.com, click on contest, and you can get entered to win St. Louis Cardinals baseball tickets. Also, your radio home for the St. Louis Cardinals is 105.1 The Bull. So thank you to 105.1 The Bull and Around the Ozarks for making this contest possible to win a pair of tickets. So to the St. Louis Cardinals baseball game happening on April 21st, which is a great day because it's my birthday and our wedding anniversary.
Oh, isn't it
There
sweet?
You go. But you can win tickets to that. So that's a great time. And you get a pair. So how about that?
I have to get back in baseball mode. I've been in basketball mode here recently, so I haven't made the switch over in my mind that it's baseball season because it feels like it's early for baseball season. I don't know if it actually is or not, but it feels early for baseball. So I have to make the switch over in my mind. But once I do, I listen to a lot of those games when I'm in the car on 105.1 The Bull because I just love to listen to baseball games. I don't know, it takes me back to my youth or whatever it does, but I enjoy it.
Well, and they're good. If you can only listen, so the sign of a good commentator or even reporter or story is when you can just listen and visualize it. And they do such a great job, especially in baseball. Not that football and basketball aren't good, but baseball commentators and announcers it is such a unique art of calling the game, and they do a great job at it.
Well, you know what? It is impressive when people can just listen. Do you know that most people just listen to us? So what's that tell you?
I don't know that we paint the picture very well, but I hope
we're pretty good. We're pretty good. No, you're supposed to say we're pretty good. That's what I think.
We're pretty good, babe. We're pretty good. I hope that we paint the picture for you, but perhaps it would be better if you watched us. Although there are many days where I have not a lick of makeup on. And so I just go with that. I tell myself, you know what? Most people are just listening to this anyway. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah. Okay, so check out that contest. And then we mentioned the midweek matinee at the Galois on Wednesday afternoon.
Tomorrow.
So don't forget about that also.
Yep, it is 007 Goldfinger, I believe.
That's right. You're right. Yeah. Yes.
All right. Hey, we appreciate you watching. Appreciate you listening. And if you are listening to the audio version, you can keep it right there because Abby Dyer's Wake Up Weather will be on in 30 short seconds. If you like to watch the video and you prefer the video like we're talking about, you can get Abby's forecast on Facebook, on our app, Around the Ozarks, or at aroundtheozarks.com. And one more thing, Google is getting rid of its podcast app, which is a pretty big deal. So if you get us through that, you'll have to switch over. And really the easiest thing to do is just go to Around the Ozarks, get the Around the Ozarks app, because then it'll be right there at your fingertips whenever you want to watch the podcast, listen to the podcast, whatever. You can check it out there because Google Podcasts is going away, interestingly enough. Yeah. I
have Apple Podcast. You're a Google guy. I'm an Apple girl. And I have Apple Podcast, and it's actually the only podcast platform that I personally use. So I hate that for Google fans,
You don't have to hate it for anybody. People can still get it at the Around the Ozarks app. It's easier than ever.
Okay. All right, everybody, have a great Tuesday. And thanks so much for joining us. It's election day, so we will see you back here tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Scooters Coffee and Rescue Towing. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, friends. It is Tuesday, April 2nd, and we are waking up with no more severe weather threat. Those storms from yesterday afternoon and last night, now a thing of the past, but now we're left with the really cold temperatures. And you might be thinking, what? It's not that cold this morning. We're in the mid-50s as of 5 a.m. It's going to be colder later today. By the afternoon hours, by about 4 p.m., we'll be heading back into the 40s. So warmer this morning than the temperatures that you'll see when you're actually heading home later this afternoon. So one of those days where we hit the high temperature early in the day, numbers from here on out will fall. We've got a strong northwest wind that has kicked in the Ozarks. There's a bit of a wind chill factor, so coats today. Also, keep the rain gear handy. We're not quite done with the rain chances, but we are done with the severe weather chances. I am expecting that today is kind of just a cold, windy, blustery day in the Ozarks. Not a lot in the way of sunshine for us today either, unfortunately. We will see another round of rainfall later in the 7-day forecast, but overall, today's the last day for rain for the work week, but then we're going to dry things up a little bit for the second half of the week. Much cooler weather is really the big headline for you. You're going to notice that drop in temperatures today. I told you this morning, we're in the mid-40s area-wide, about 54 degrees as of 5 o'clock in the morning here in Springfield. We will be seeing our temperature cool down. We're in the upper 40s by 4 p.m. We fall even further, and the hourly forecast here puts our temperatures in the mid 40s by 10 p.m. We're falling back into the upper 30s. I have 38 degrees for the morning time low temperature early tomorrow for the start of Wednesday. The severe risk is gone. Now we're on the cold side of that cold front that came through yesterday for us, but there's still a bit of moisture in the air. Lingering rainfall is possible, and with a strong northwest wind, it's just not going to be a great day for outdoor activities in the Ozarks today. However, I am expecting those shower chances to wrap up, and that should happen probably by midday. Another small chance for some very light rain, really drizzle in the forecast from about 4 p.m. to midnight tonight. So we're not totally rain-free in the forecast at all on Tuesday, but the drier conditions work their way in for Wednesday. Highs today will go down in the 50s, and then we're seeing 50s in the forecast again as we head into Wednesday. It looks like another cold day, so pull the coats back out of the closet. Make sure you're dressing the kids warm as you send them off to school, both today and tomorrow. There's even the potential for some frost in the forecast again. Thursday and Friday mornings, as the skies clear out, the temperatures are able to bottom out a bit more. We'll be hovering near the freezing point as we wrap up the end of the work week. By the weekend, things turn around for us again. I have 60s that are back in the forecast, and I'm expecting that we could even get close to 70 again. That's going to be by the time Sunday rolls back around. Our high temperature for the day, well, it's here, 56 degrees for that high temperature. We're slowly falling for the rest of the day as that northwest wind brings in the cooler temperatures. I have winds at about 15 miles an hour, but they could gust to 30, and they're out of the northwest now, drawing in some of those cooler conditions. We hold on to the low gray cloud cover, the slight shower chance in the forecast. Sunshine returns for us on Wednesday, but it looks cold too, only 52 for the high temperature there. We start to slowly climb by Thursday and Friday. We're back into the upper 50s, 60s by the time Friday gets here. I think we're still in the 60s on Saturday and Sunday as well. Another small chance for rain will exist for us by Sunday, but it's not looking like a big washout. We had a nice little soaking downpour in many communities yesterday, so that's quite enough rain for us. Around the country, what we're talking about is widespread hazardous weather. Some of that severe weather that we had yesterday, of course, many of us in the Ozarks just yesterday under the tornado watch. We had a couple of tornado warnings and some reports of large hail in the state of Missouri. Widespread hazardous weather now, it's moving over into the Ohio and Tennessee valleys today. In fact, kind of the big bullseye, it's a moderate risk for severe weather, really high risk happening out in the state of Ohio, nearly the entire state under that risk. So we certainly hope our friends to the east stay safe today. They are the ones getting the severe weather in the forecast on Tuesday. Dry, gusty winds are also in the forecast today, bringing critical fire danger to the southern high plains. And another headline in the national forecast is that a nor'easter is heading to the northeast again, April, but they are going to be dealing with some winter-like weather to kick off the new month. That happens by the weekend. It is going to be kind of a mess in the Northeast. If you have any friends or family out there or travel plans, you might want to check on them. Just make sure they're doing okay. I know we're ready to move on to spring. We're not ready to talk about the winter weather anymore. I have the Wake Up Weather Brain Twister trivia question all queued up for you. The question that I left you with yesterday. Here it is. According to allthingskites.com, what is the best month to fly a kite? The options that I gave you were A, March, B, April, C, September, or D, October. The answer is actually D, October. Now, you might have guessed that the best month to fly a kite is either in the spring or the fall season. But why October? Well, oftentimes the temperatures are pretty suitable to get outdoors. Spring and fall can have nice temperatures. They're not extreme like the summer or winter. But also the winds in the fall are a bit more predictable, a bit more constant, and not quite as variable as the winds that we get in the springtime. So oftentimes you can get a lot of good days to fly a kite during the spring, but according to this website, allthingskites.com, October is the best month to fly a kite nationally. Any good, day that has some wind, that's not too gusty, it can all be good days to fly a kite. But if you guessed D, congratulations, that is the correct answer. Here is the Brain Twister trivia question for tomorrow. Which animal was almost up for an Oscar? Which one do you think? A, bear, B, cat, C, dog, or D, dolphin? You can head to the website to enter our Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather trivia question. And Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather and your radio home for the St. Louis Cardinals, 105.1 The Bull, has your chance to win a pair of tickets to a St. Louis Cardinals game. This is Saturday, May 4th. All you have to do is enter our Brain Twister trivia question contest. That's at the website. So make sure you go there, guess, and if you guess a correct answer, you will be put into a pool where we will randomly draw one winner every weekday. So why not head to the website? St. Louis Cardinals opening day coming up on Thursday. So you could make a game. It's on April 4th. We're giving away those tickets. Make sure you check it out there. All right, here's a look too at the sponsors for the podcast. Thank you so much to Scooters Coffee and Rescue Towing. And thank you for listening early this morning on Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather. I hope you have a great day. Bundle up. It's going to be kind of cold. I expect that we stay kind of chilly this week and then warm it up again for the weekend. I hope everyone has a fantastic day.